My name is Jack Carter, I'm a prison lawyer. In my profession, every day is a new chapter in the book of human stories. Once I had a case that I'll never forget. It was a case of a young guy named Michael being accused of a serious crime he claimed he didn't commit. He was charged with robbery with violence, and if found guilty, he faced a long imprisonment. When I met Michael in prison, I saw not only fear but also determination in his eyes. He claimed his innocence, and I felt that this case would be one where not only freedom but someone's life was at stake. We began deep investigations, reviewing every detail related to the case. Along the way, we found many inconsistencies and contradictions in the prosecution's case. But most importantly, we found alternative evidence confirming that at the time of the crime, Michael was on the other side of the town, in the company of his friends. With each step of our investigation, we grew more confident that Michael was truly innocent. We prepared for court with an extensive dossier of new evidence and testimonies. When the day of the trial came, I was ready to defend my client with fiery zeal. The trial was tense, every minute felt like an hour, but in the end, the jury made the decision. Michael was acquitted. The moment Michael was acquitted was one of the most exhilarating in my career. I saw his face, consumed with a sense of relief and gratitude, and I understood that my work has true meaning. This case reminded me why I chose this profession. Fighting for justice can be tough and complex, but it's always worth it, because every time I help someone regain their freedom and hope, I feel like I'm making the world a little better. As for mistakes in my work, I acknowledge that one of them could be insufficient investigation of the case. Sometimes, in the whirlwind of cases and clients, important details that could be crucial for the success of the case may slip through. This can happen due to limited time or resources, or due to my own errors in planning. Another common mistake I may sometimes make is insufficient communication with the client. Sometimes, in the process of working on a case, I may overlook important points, not paying enough attention to my client's concerns and needs. This can lead to misunderstandings and dissatisfaction, which adversely affects the outcome of the case. Of course, every mistake is a lesson that helps me become a better lawyer. I constantly work on learning from my mistakes and improving my skills and approaches to work. In one of my cases, I represented a young man accused of car theft. The whole case was burdened with strange circumstances, but the most amazing thing happened during the trial. During the cross-examination of the prosecution witness, who was an eyewitness to the theft, he suddenly began to talk about his adventures over the past weekend. It turned out he got the date and the place of the crime wrong. And instead of events related to the case, he was describing his visits to bars in the city on that day. As he continued to talk about his adventures, the judge and the jury had a mixed expression of astonishment and confusion on their faces. My client and I maintained a serious demeanor, but inside, I felt an irrepressible desire to laugh. After that testimony, the case was dismissed, and my client was acquitted. This case always reminds me that in the world of justice, there's always room for unexpected twists, and it's important to remain flexible and adapt to any circumstances. While I was still just dreaming of becoming a lawyer, my childhood was filled with incredible adventures and moments that forever left an imprint on my soul. One day, when I was 10 years old, I stumbled upon a situation that changed my perception of justice and defending others. There was a scandal in our small town. The local shop was accused of selling alcohol to minors. People were outraged and demanded the shop to be shut down, but I saw that the owner, Mr. Smith, was accused without proper fact-checking. Since then, I became a witness to Mr. Smith's struggle for justice. Seeing him fight, I understood that the law is something more than just a set of rules. It was a shield protecting the rights and freedoms of every individual, even the smallest and most vulnerable. My parents, who always supported my passion for defending rights, showed me that true courage lies not only in defending oneself but also in defending others. This childhood experience hardened my heart and strengthened my resolve to become a lawyer. Over the years, I continued to build my experience and knowledge, and now, as I stand before the court defending those in need of help, I always remember that day from my childhood and feel that my work has deep meaning and value. My family has always been my rock and inspiration. My parents are people with a strong sense of justice and a great heart. They taught me that every person deserves fair treatment and protection, regardless of their position in society or past. My father, Samuel Carter, was a policeman. His work often put him in difficult situations and moral dilemmas, but he always adhered to high standards of honesty and justice. My mother, Amelia, volunteered for a charity organization, helping those in need and fighting for their rights. Together, they created an atmosphere at home where knowledge, hard work, and compassion for others were valued. They supported my interests and helped me develop my skills and interests. When I told them about my desire to become a lawyer, they supported me from day one, trying to provide me with everything I needed for education and self-development. My family has always been my haven of peace and support, especially in the difficult moments of my career. Their faith in me and their example inspire me every day to be better and to help those in need of protection and assistance. Of course, in my work as a lawyer, I often encounter moral dilemmas and difficult situations, but I always remember the lessons and principles taught to me by my parents and adhere to them in my practice. Throughout my career, I have had the pleasure of receiving recognition for my work in the field of prison law. One of the most significant awards was the Defender of Justice Award, which was presented to me for my efforts in defending the rights and freedoms of the accused and convicted. This award meant a lot to me because it confirmed that my work has a real impact on people's lives and society as a whole. Additionally, I was honored as a distinguished graduate of the Prison Lawyers Association for outstanding professional achievements and dedication to the cause of defending the rights of prisoners. This recognition meant a lot to me because it came from colleagues and experts in the field who appreciated my efforts and contribution to the development of the legal profession. Awards and recognitions are not only symbols of my achievements but also motivation to continue fighting for justice and the rights of every individual, regardless of circumstances. I am grateful for every award that has come my way on this journey and commit to remain true to my principles and values in the future. In my view, the question of whether to start a career as a lawyer today has several aspects. Firstly, the profession of a lawyer is an important and honorable occupation where you have the opportunity to defend people's rights and freedoms, making a significant contribution to society. However, like in any other profession, there are challenges. The field of law is constantly changing and evolving, and a lawyer needs to be prepared for continuous learning and adaptation. Additionally, competition in this field can be fierce, especially in large cities. If you have a passion for justice, the ability to analyze information and advocate for your point of view, as well as the willingness to work hard and learn, then a career as a lawyer can be a wonderful choice. Nevertheless, I always advise carefully weighing the pros and cons before making a final decision. Consult professionals in the field for additional advice and recommendations. As a father, I have always dreamed that my children would find their calling and be happy in their choice of profession. I have always supported their interests and tried to inspire them to achieve their goals. My eldest son, David, has always been interested in technology and information technology. He followed his own path and became a programmer, developing software for a major IT company. Although his path diverged from mine, I am proud of his achievements and rejoice in his successes. My daughter, Emily, has shown an interest in visual arts since childhood. She became a talented artist, creating amazing works of art that inspire many. Although her profession differs from mine, I see so much passion and talent in her that I cannot help but be a proud father. My youngest son, Thomas, is still young and just beginning to explore his interests. He is passionate about sports and dreams of becoming a professional footballer. As with David and Emily, I will always support him and help him on his path to achieving his dream. Ultimately, it is important to me that my children are happy and feel fulfilled in their lives and achievements. Whether they follow in my footsteps or choose their own path, I will always support them and be proud of them, because their happiness and success are paramount to me. Once, when I witnessed a human rights violation, it was a moment I will never forget. I was walking down the street after work when I saw police officers stop a young man who seemed to be doing nothing wrong. They began to search him without explaining the reason or providing any documents or identification. My inner voice prompted me to approach closer to assess the situation. I heard the young man demanding the officers to explain why he was being detained, but in response, he received only rough commands and threats. I decided to intervene and ask the officers about the reasons for the detention. My questions displeased them, and they began to react aggressively towards me. In their eyes, I saw not only hostility but also indifference to human rights. I knew I had to act quickly to protect the young man's rights and prevent further violation. I called for legal assistance and began to document the situation on video to have evidence of what was happening. Ultimately, thanks to our intervention, we were able to protect the young man's rights and provide him with legal assistance. This case served as a reminder that human rights must be protected in any situation, even if it means standing in the way of those who violate them. When I think about retirement, I feel mixed emotions. On one hand, I feel the tiredness from years of work and the desire to rest from the stress and pressure that accompanied my professional life. On the other hand, I cannot imagine myself fully retired, not being involved in activities. My work as a lawyer has been not only my source of income but also my calling, my way of contributing to society and helping those in need of defense. Therefore, when I think about retirement, I ask myself, what comes next? I dream of spending more time with family, enjoying travels, and dedicating more attention to my hobbies, but I also contemplate the possibility of continuing my work in the legal field, perhaps as a consultant or a teacher. Ultimately, I understand that retirement is a new stage of life that provides me with the opportunity to choose what I want to do, and I am ready to accept this challenge and embrace the new opportunities and challenges that the future holds for me. My parents have always supported me in my aspirations, including my choice of profession as a lawyer. Although they themselves did not work in this field, they always appreciated my desire to help others and uphold rights and justice. My father, Samuel, who himself worked in law enforcement, supported my passion for human rights protection and encouraged me to pursue this path. He always told me that it is important to choose a profession that brings not only material satisfaction but also spiritual fulfillment. My mother, Emily, agreed with my choice of profession. She was always an advocate of honesty and justice, supporting my desire to defend the rights and interests of others. She taught me that it is important not only to achieve one's goals but also to help those in need. Thanks to the support and inspiration I received from my parents, I felt confident in my choice of profession as a lawyer, and although they are no longer with us, their lessons and values will always remain with me, reminding me that true happiness and satisfaction can be found in serving others. In everyday life, I prefer to make purchases at local small shops and stores. It could be a small corner store selling fresh vegetables and fruits or a local hobby shop that I visit to support local entrepreneurs. I believe in the importance of local communities and strive to support them by buying goods from local sellers. This is not only a way to help small businesses thrive but also a way to support the local community as a whole. Additionally, I also enjoy going shopping with my family. It's a time we spend together, and choosing products becomes a wonderful opportunity for communication and bonding. Therefore, when I need to buy something, I prefer to do it at local stores where I feel part of the community and know that my purchase matters to local residents. My main dream is to live in a world where justice and fairness are accessible to everyone, regardless of their position in society or social status. I dream of a world where everyone's rights are protected and respected, where there is no place for abuse and lawlessness. As a lawyer, I strive for this dream every day, fighting for justice and defending the rights of those who need my help. My work gives me the opportunity to come closer to this dream, step by step, case by case. Additionally, I dream of passing on my values and beliefs to my children and grandchildren so that they continue to fight for justice and defend the rights of others in the future. My dream is to create a better world for future generations, where every person can live in peace and harmony, knowing that their rights and freedoms are protected. My wife, Elizabeth, is someone who has always been by my side in my life, supporting me in my efforts and successes. She herself is a very talented and determined person with whom we share common values and beliefs. Elizabeth is a caring mother to our children and a supportive wife, always ready to stand by me in difficult times and share joy with me in moments of success. She is also an active member of the local community, participating in charity events and volunteering. Together, we create a warm and friendly atmosphere in our home, where love, support, and mutual understanding are valued. Our marriage is not only a union of two people but also a union of two hearts beating in unison in the fight for justice and the well-being of our family and society. In reality, Elizabeth has always been my biggest supporter, despite the dangers associated with my profession as a lawyer, especially in the field of criminal law. she has always expressed her pride in my work and understood that my mission is not just my job but also my passion and calling, although she sometimes worries about my safety, especially when I'm involved in complex and dangerous cases. She always stands by me, providing support and understanding. Her support and belief in me are an important source of inspiration for me when I face difficulties in my work. We often discuss all aspects of my profession, and she always expresses her point of view on how best to support me in my efforts. Her understanding and mutual understanding create a sense of confidence and security for me, allowing me to continue to fight for justice and defend the rights of others. The average salary of a lawyer can also depend on specialization and experience. For example, lawyers specializing in corporate law or financial law often earn significantly more than those working in general law. Also, experienced lawyers with a long and successful career can expect a higher salary. Additionally, geographical location plays a significant role. For example, lawyers working in major metropolises or financial centers often earn more than their counterparts in small towns or rural areas. A lawyer's salary can also depend on the type of employment. Lawyers working in large law firms or corporations often receive a fixed salary plus bonuses and incentives, while self-employed lawyers or practice owners may have a more variable income depending on the number of clients and the success of their cases. Thus, while the average salary of a lawyer can be quite high, the actual salary can vary significantly depending on a variety of factors. The colleagues in my law firm are not just co-workers but a true team of professionals whom I enjoy working with every day. We have lawyers of various specializations and levels of experience, and each of us contributes to the common goal of ensuring justice and protecting the rights of our clients. Our team consists of highly skilled specialists ready to support each other in any situation. We exchange experiences, consult on complex cases, and help each other solve problems. Together, we form a strong team capable of facing any challenges that professional practice presents to us. Moreover, our colleagues are not only professionals in their field but also great people with whom it's pleasant to communicate and spend time outside of work. We organize joint events, meetings, and corporate gatherings to maintain friendly relationships and strengthen our team. I am proud to call these wonderful professionals my colleagues and grateful for the opportunity to work together with them in our law firm. Together, we achieve more than we could individually and attain outstanding results in our work. Yes, there are colleagues in our law firm whom we have known since childhood. Some of us grew up in the same neighborhood or attended the same school. This creates a special atmosphere in our team because we have known each other for many years and share common memories and experiences. Our long-standing friendship and mutual respect strengthen our working relationships and help us better understand each other as professionals and as people. We know each other's strengths and weaknesses, which helps us work effectively as a team and achieve common goals. Thanks to our childhood friendships, our collaboration at work becomes more harmonious and productive. We can rely on each other's support and understanding in any situation, making our work environment more enjoyable and successful. Yes, many of our colleagues are not just co-workers but true friends. We share common interests, spend time together outside of work, and support each other in various aspects of life. Our friendship began long before we started working together, and it has been strengthened by our shared experiences and joint efforts in the professional sphere. Such friendships within our team create a special collective spirit and contribute to more successful and enjoyable work. We support each other in difficult times, celebrate each other's successes and achievements, and are always ready to help in any situation. Thanks to our friendship and mutual understanding, we not only work effectively together but also create a friendly and warm atmosphere in our law firm. For me, these are not just colleagues, they are true friends whom I am proud to work with and spend time with. Our relationships resemble more of a family than just a team. We are not just colleagues working together on a project, we are people bound by long-standing bonds of friendship who care for each other not only at work but also beyond it. We share our joys and sorrows, support each other in difficult situations, and strive to create an atmosphere of mutual understanding and respect. Within our team, like in a family, we have our own traditions, shared events, and inside jokes that make our interaction warmer and friendlier. We spend time together outside of work, organize joint events, and help each other in various aspects of life. At the same time, as a team, we also collaborate effectively within the professional realm, exchanging ideas, consulting on complex issues, and assisting each other in solving professional tasks. Our friendship and solidarity make our work more enjoyable and successful, which is an important factor in our success. The most terrifying and dangerous case I had to deal with during my career was the case of an organized crime syndicate involved in illegal drug trafficking. It was a case that not only required deep knowledge of criminal law but also posed serious risks to my own safety and the safety of my family. While working on this case, I had to face threats, attempts of interference, and even attacks from members of the criminal group. I had to take additional precautions, including security and covert surveillance, to protect myself and my family from potential dangers. Despite all the difficulties and dangers, I was ready to fight for justice and defend my clients' rights. My commitment to justice and confidence in the righteousness of my cause gave me the strength to continue working on this case. Despite all the challenges and dangers I encountered, throughout my career as a lawyer, there have been situations where I had to deal with dangerous and threatening circumstances that could have led to injuries. During the investigation of some cases, especially those related to organized crime or serious criminal offenses, I felt the risk both for myself and my family. Once, while preparing for a criminal court trial, I received threats from individuals associated with the criminal group. That was the subject of my investigation. It was a stressful period when I had to take additional security measures and seek assistance from law enforcement agencies. Furthermore, working in the field of prison law can also be dangerous due to the nature of the environment where my clients are. Meetings with inmates can sometimes be tense and potentially hazardous, so I always have to be vigilant and take precautionary measures. Despite these risks, I continue my work as a lawyer because I believe in the importance of protecting rights and justice. However, I always strive to minimize risks and ensure the safety of both myself and my clients. Fortunately, I have not experienced such horrifying events in my career as a lawyer, although the work of a lawyer, especially in certain areas, can be associated with risk and tension. Murders of colleagues at the workplace are extremely rare occurrences. However, I always recognize that there are dangers and risks in my profession, especially when I work on complex and contentious cases. Therefore, I always strive to be vigilant and take precautionary measures to ensure my safety and the safety of my colleagues. Workplace safety is a very important aspect, and I always adhere to appropriate protocols and recommendations to minimize risks and create a safe working environment for all employees. In my free time, I try to strike a balance between work and leisure to maintain my physical and emotional well-being. Rest is important for me to alleviate the stress and tension accumulated during the workweek and to enjoy quality time with family and friends. One of my favorite ways to spend leisure time is engaging in sports. I regularly go to the gym or engage in outdoor running. It helps me not only maintain physical fitness but also refreshes my mind and clears my thoughts. Additionally, I love spending time in nature. On weekends, my family and I often go on picnics, hikes, or simply stroll in parks. Enjoying the fresh air and natural beauty helps me relax and recharge for the new week ahead. In the evenings, I often prefer cozy gatherings at home, where I can enjoy reading a good book or watching interesting movies and series in the company of family. This time helps me unwind and forget about everyday worries. Thus, leisure time for me is a time for relaxation, rejuvenation, and enjoying life outside the hustle and bustle of work. I strive to find a balance between work and personal life to be more effective and happy both as a professional and as a person. When the weekend or a free evening comes, I often gather with friends to spend time in a fun and active way. One of our favorite activities is going bowling. We book lanes, order pizza and drinks, and enjoy bowling in a friendly atmosphere. Laughter, competition, and conversations make our bowling gatherings memorable and enjoyable. Furthermore, we often exercise together. It could be joint visits to the gym, where we support and motivate each other for better results, or participation in group classes like yoga or Pilates. Joint workouts not only contribute to maintaining physical fitness but also strengthen our friendships. Spending time with friends bowling and exercising together not only helps us maintain a healthy lifestyle but also creates moments of joy and fun that we remember for a long time. These joint activities become an important part of our lives and help us maintain friendship and solidarity. Once, while working on a serious case with several of my colleagues, a minor incident occurred that stayed in our memory for a long time. We gathered in one of the conference rooms to discuss the defense strategy for our client. Suddenly, the lights went out, and the room plunged into complete darkness. It happened at the most inconvenient moment when we were in a serious discussion. Despite this unforeseen event, we decided not to panic and take the opportunity for a short break. We started joking and coming up with different funny stories from our daily lives to lighten the mood and ease the tension. After a few minutes, the lights came back on, and we resumed our meeting, but now in a lighter and more relaxed atmosphere. This minor incident became a good memory for us, and we often recall it with a smile as an unexpected and amusing moment in our professional life. My literary tastes are diverse, but I prefer to read books that not only entertain but also make me think. I love classic literature, such as the works of F. Scott Fitzgerald or Ernest Hemingway, which reflect deep human emotions and moral dilemmas. I am also drawn to books on history and biography, which allow me to delve into the past and learn about the lives of outstanding personalities. I also appreciate self-development and psychology books that help me understand myself and the world around me. Occasionally, I like to relax with a good detective or thriller to immerse myself in an exciting plot and get lost in the world of intrigue and mysteries. Thus, my favorite books are those that not only entertain but also inspire, broaden my horizons, and make me think about deep questions of life and human nature. The list of books I plan to read is constantly growing, as every day I discover new interesting works that I want to explore. However, among those at the top of my list, there are several particularly appealing ones. The Master and Margarita, by Mikhail Bulgakov. This classic work has long attracted my attention with its mysterious atmosphere and deep philosophical themes. 100 Years of Solitude, by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, another classic novel that I want to read to immerse myself in the magical world of magical realism and fantastical events. Lord of the Flies, by William Golding. This novel about children stranded on a deserted island and facing issues of power and violence has long attracted my attention with its relevance and depth of themes. Atlas Shrugged, by Ayn Rand is a philosophical novel that sparks a lot of discussion and debate, and I want to read it to understand the author's arguments and ideas. It's just a small part of the books I want to read in the near future, and I'm sure the list will constantly be updated with new interesting works. Each book represents an opportunity for me to delve into a new world. For the younger generation, I would recommend several books to help them broaden their horizons, develop critical thinking, and find inspiration for personal and professional growth. Here are some of them. 1. 1984, by George Orwell. This allegorical novel serves as a warning against totalitarianism and the loss of personal freedom, which is especially relevant in our time. It makes one think about the importance of protecting civil rights and freedoms. 2. The Little Prince, by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. This wise fairy tale about friendship, love, and the meaning of life is perfect for young readers, helping them understand deep human values. 3. Harry Potter series, by J.K. Rowling. This fantasy series about the wizard Harry Potter not only captivates with its adventures but also enriches the imagination, teaches friendship, courage, and the fight for good. For The Goal, by Eliyahu Goldratt. This business novel helps understand the basics of management and strategic thinking, helping young people develop problem-solving skills and achieve their goals. 5. Think and Grow Rich, by Napoleon Hill. This classic guide to self-development and achieving success inspires young people to strive for the best and teaches them to overcome obstacles on the way to their goals. These books will help the younger generation not only broaden their horizons but also gain valuable life lessons that will help them become successful and happy in the future. My taste in movies is also diverse, but I prefer films that make you think, inspire, and leave a deep impression on the soul. Here are several genres and movies that I love. 1. Dramas with a deep plot and quality acting, such as Gone with the Wind and The Shawshank Redemption, which make you ponder about life, death, love, and justice. 2. Sci-fi films that capture the imagination and explore new worlds, such as The Matrix and Interstellar, which raise philosophical questions and provoke discussions. 3. Documentary films about important historical events or phenomena, such as Cosmos, by Carl Sagan and An Inconvenient Truth, which broaden my horizons and help me understand the world around me. 4. Classic films, such as The Godfather and Lawrence of Arabia, which are not only masterpieces of cinema but also leave an unforgettable impression with their depth and quality. 5. Art house and independent films that offer an original approach to plot and form, such as Sin City and Vice, which make you think and look at the world in a new way. These films not only entertain and inspire me but also help broaden my horizons, delve into different aspects of life and the world, and enrich my inner world. My life as a lawyer is a continuous process of learning, growth, and striving for justice. I value the opportunity to help people protect their rights and interests, and my work allows me to do that every day. My childhood, full of various adventures and experiences, laid the foundation for my future professional career. I grew up surrounded by a loving family that always supported me in my aspirations, and although my parents initially did not approve of my choice of profession as a lawyer, over time they saw how my dedication to work brought me success and satisfaction. My career as a lawyer has been filled with complex cases and challenges, but each of them only strengthened my commitment to justice and my dedication to my clients. I have received awards and recognition for my work, but the most important thing for me is to know that I have done everything possible to protect the rights and interests of my clients. In my free time, I try to find a balance between work and personal life by engaging in sports, reading books, and spending time with family and friends. I strive for self-improvement and constantly seek new ways to broaden my horizons and improve my skills. My life as a lawyer is a constant pursuit of perfection, a search for justice, and respect for the rights and freedoms of every individual. I take pride in my professional activity and I am ready to continue fighting for truth and honesty in the world of law. Every day, when I wake up and prepare for new challenges, I feel a tremendous responsibility to my clients and to society as a whole. My work requires not only knowledge of laws and the ability to defend clients' interests in court but also empathy, patience, and a sense of justice. Meeting with clients, I listen to their stories, take into account their concerns, and strive to find solutions that best meet their needs. My friends and colleagues often call me the guarantor of justice, and I take pride in this title because for me, justice is not just a word, it's a value that I carry in my heart every day. And while my profession as a lawyer is often associated with stress and challenges, I find immense satisfaction and meaning in it. Being a lawyer means being the voice of those who cannot defend their rights on their own, it means being a support for those in need, and it means being part of a system that strives for justice and rule of law. I am grateful for every day when I can apply my knowledge and experience to help someone achieve a fair resolution. My work as a lawyer is not just a profession, it's my life, my mission, my contribution to creating a better and more just world. And I am ready to continue fighting for it every day, as long as my strength and abilities allow me to do so. Like many others, I experience moments when stress and work pressure can affect my emotional state. Being a lawyer requires not only physical endurance but also emotional strength to deal with various challenges and complex situations. Sometimes I feel stressed and pressured, especially when dealing with difficult cases or unexpected problems during work. However, I try to find ways to relax and cope with these emotions, whether it's through sports, meditation, or talking to close friends and family. It's important to learn to recognize signals from your body and react to them appropriately to avoid more serious mental health problems. I also don't hesitate to seek help from professionals if I feel that I need support or counseling. My work as a lawyer can be intense and stressful, but I strive to maintain a balance between work and personal life to ensure my mental well-being and continue to effectively fulfill my professional duties. No, I haven't visited a psychiatrist. As a lawyer and a regular person, I try to develop self-management strategies and only seek help from specialists when necessary. If I were to experience serious mental health problems, I would turn to a qualified psychiatrist or psychologist for professional help and support.